Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. This is a impromptu live stream. I will not be showing my face because I was getting ready for bed, but we have some breaking news. The custody case against Jenelle Eason and David Eason has ended abruptly with a dismissal. Jenelle announced the dismissal on Twitter just a couple hours ago with a simple, "I got my kids back." She also wrote, "Crying tears of joy." According to Eason, the judge dismissed the case against her and her husband after hearing all of the evidence in court. Jenelle actually spoke with Champion Daily following the ruling, and she said, "Today was the final day we were in court from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. She didn't find any evidence against us of neglect or abuse of any sort." Adding, the new judge was able to hear the testimony of both Ensley and Kaiser's teachers who shared how the couple were as parents over the past couple years. They also said that Whitney's mother, also on the stand, Whitney's mother to 11-year-old Marissa's ex-boyfriend gave insight on a recording of Whitney that Marissa will always remain loyal to her mom, and that Whitney claimed that Marissa was a good liar. Apparently, the fact that Marissa's own mother said that she would remain loyal to her and lie for her convinced the judge. And Jenelle said, "With everything that was presented as evidence, the judge found that CPS only had hearsay. What CPS presented didn't stand up to the definition of abuse or neglect." When the judge said her decision, it was very matter of fact, tone, and blunt that I was in shock and I just busted out in tears immediately. She said that David was sitting right next to her. They hugged each other while she was crying, and her lawyer whispered to her, "I'm so happy for you guys." Marissa, Ensley, and Kaiser are all to be returned to the family, and in fact, Ensley was already picked up by Jenelle and David from Barbara's home. Marissa will also return to the land despite her testimony on the stand that she did not want to return to the home and that she was afraid of her father. Kaiser will also be returned to Jenelle by 10 a.m. tomorrow, and Nathan, despite the fact that he has taken care of Kaiser unsupervised for nearly 2 months, will go back to court-supervised visitation with his son. This is freaking unbelievable, you guys. She said that all the allegations were based off of social media posts and fans calling in reporting false things about us. She said the media calling CPS didn't help either. The entire ordeal was really ridiculous, and I'm super glad it's all behind me. She added that she had been under pressure of being a mother in front of cameras at 17 and having her children taken away is more than anyone could imagine. When they asked her about regaining custody, she said, "I'm extremely overwhelmed that it's over, and I didn't expect it to be. I thought I would have to go another holiday without my kids, and I don't. I feel blessed." So she said that tomorrow they're planning a cookout and staying home to play in the pool, and she just wants to be home with her kids and hear them arguing and hear "Mom, I want a snack," or hear "Good night, I love you." She said that she's missed it really a lot, so much over the last month, and she said it's been far too quiet. In addition, she said that David completed an anger management course. She completed a domestic violence class, and that she said these classes were not asked by the judge, but they did this because they thought it would help strengthen the case against them. So after a wild few months, you guys, the kids are back on the land with Jenelle and David. A very unexpected outcome, and not one that many people, I think, in the media or those that had followed Jenelle for years were hoping for. Many had hoped that the kids would remain away from them and were convinced that there was abuse. Now, this doesn't necessarily say that this didn't happen, but rather they didn't have enough evidence to prove what did happen and that they only had hearsay. So it's not necessarily that they're innocent, but rather that they're not guilty. And in the world of the criminal justice system, unfortunately, in cases like this, the state and the judge and the courts will almost always work towards reunification. This is a stark and stunning decision, given that only earlier in the week, people were adamant that these children would never be returned to the parents. The they had successfully petitioned to have a judge removed from the case, and this new judge might have been swayed and didn't necessarily care about all of the evidence against them. The prosecutors in this case have said they will appeal, and that they were not happy with the decision by the court. People also that were connected to the family said that they are extremely distraught that the children will be going back with Jenelle and David, and are hoping that on appeal the kids will be removed again. For now, the kids will return to the land with Jenelle and David, and we can only hope that these two remain on their best behavior, because these kids have been through so much trauma. The last thing they need is more abuse from these parents. That's it for now. I wish I had better news for those of you that have been following this story. I will keep you updated as I know more information, but for now, Jenelle and David Eason have regained custody of their children. Have a good night. Bye.